Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling one of those, really big questions. Are we alone out there?
Right.
But instead of just looking up, we're going, well, down,
Yeah,
deep into Earth's own extreme places.
exactly. Because what we're finding here is, believe it or not, helping us figure out how to look for life way out there.
Specifically on Europa, right, Jupiter's icy moon.
That's the focus. It's an amazing link. Our mission today really is to explore how studying things like deep-sea volcanic vents right here on Earth, how that directly prepares us for the search on Europa, maybe other icy worlds too.
Looking for life in unexpected ways.
You got it. The potential pathways life might take.
Okay, so we've gathered some really interesting research for you listening. We're drawing on work from astrobiologists, looking at the details of space missions heading out soon, and even some cutting-edge lab simulations trying to mimic alien conditions. The idea is to pull out those key bits of knowledge, like what might alien microbes even look like?
And crucially, how could they survive? How do they get energy in places that seem totally hostile?
It's fascinating how life here, in the toughest spots, gives us clues for searching elsewhere.
It really is.
Yeah.
So let's start with Earth's hydrothermal vents. They're like these incredible windows into how life might have started.
Okay, what are they exactly, for anyone who hasn't pictured one?
Well, imagine cracks or fissures on the ocean floor, often miles down, and out of them pours the superheated, mineral-rich fluid from below the Earth's crust.
And it's not exactly beach weather down there.
Not at all. We're talking total darkness, crushing pressure, no oxygen like we breathe.
But life's there anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Complex communities of microbes aren't just surviving, they're thriving. It flies in the face of what we used to think life needed.
So how do they do it? No sunlight, no air.
Chemical energy, that's the key. And that's why these vents are seen as windows into our planet's past. We found fossilized bacteria near them, suggesting that this kind of vent chemistry, this chemical energy source, was probably vital for life first emerging on Earth maybe 4 billion years ago.
So life can start without sunlight. It just needs the right chemicals and energy.
Precisely. And that opens up the massive question. Could similar chemistry be powering life under Europa's ice right now?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Our planet's deep past could literally be a blueprint for an alien world.
It could be.
So if Earth shows us how life might get started in these extreme spots, where are we actually looking now, applying this idea?
Well, the prime target really has to be Europa.
Jupiter's moon.
Yep, one of the big ones. And the evidence is really strong that it has this huge ocean hidden beneath its icy shell.
It's definitely one of the most exciting places to look, isn't it?
No question.
What's the evidence for that ocean? How sure are we?
Well, decades of observation, going back to the Voyager probes, then Galileo,
Right.
and even the Hubble Space Telescope have picked up these tantalizing clues. The big one is what we call plume activity.
Plumes, like geysers.
Sort of, yeah. Cryovolcanism is the term. Basically, jets of water vapor erupting from Europa's surface, shooting way out into space.
So water from the ocean is actually escaping.
That's the strong implication. It suggests the ocean below is active, it's venting, and that's huge because, well, maybe we don't need to drill miles down.
We could just fly through these plumes and sample the ocean water.
That's the hope. It makes Europa accessible in a way that seemed impossible before.
Okay, so plumes mean water. But how do we get from water to spotting life? What are we actually looking for in those plumes? What counts as proof?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We're looking for biosignatures.
Like fingerprints.
Exactly. Specific molecules, chemical patterns, combinations of things that are really difficult, maybe impossible to explain without life being involved.
But the challenge is knowing what those signatures would even look like on a totally different world.
Precisely. Are there weird chemical ratios, odd isotopes, complex molecules that just scream biology? We need to figure that out.
And that's where the new missions come in.
Yes. 2 major ones are already on their way to Jupiter. ESA, the European Space Agency, has JUICE, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer.
Good.
And NASA has Europa Clipper. Both are heading for the Jupiter system.
And they're both looking at Europa's plumes.
That's a primary goal, yes. Probing these ocean worlds, trying to detect signs of life, potentially by flying right through those plumes and analyzing what's in them.
Building that roadmap for detection you mentioned.
Exactly.
It's still hard to wrap my head around. Probes sniffing out alien life millions of miles away.
Yeah.
How are scientists back here on Earth getting ready for that? You can't just send a probe and hope for the best, right?
No, you definitely can't. And that's where the lab work comes in. It's pretty incredible, actually.
Like bringing Europa down to Earth.
Kind of. Dr. James Holden at UMass Amherst, for example, he has a big NASA grant, a 3-year study, doing basically that.
What does his team do?
They recreate the conditions you might find near hydrothermal vents or potentially within Europa's ocean. So extreme pressure, no light, no oxygen. And then they introduce extremophiles, microbes from Earth that love those conditions and see how they function. How do they get energy from just hot gases and weird mineral fluids?
Trying to understand alien biology before we even find it.
It's a groundbreaking approach, yeah.
So these extremophiles,
Yeah.
how do they even get them? I mean, you can't just scoop them up at the beach.
Definitely not. It involves some serious hardware. Dr. Holden's team uses deep-sea submersibles, sometimes human-occupied ones like Alvin.
Alvin?
Or advanced robotic subs. They send them down, sometimes a mile or more, right to these active hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor.
Into that crushing pressure.
Incredible pressure, yeah. And these subs collect samples of the vent fluid full of these unique microbes. They bring them carefully back to the surface, back to the lab.
So you can study them up close, see what makes them tick in the dark.
Exactly. Which specific metabolic pathways let them live without light or oxygen?
And I read their work focuses on something called hydrogenases. Hydrogen-breaking hydrogenases. Sounds very specific.
It is specific, but it's potentially really, really important.
Why hydrogen?
Well, hydrogen is abundant in the universe, and it's a great source of chemical energy. These hydrogenases are enzymes. Think of them like tiny biological tools that allow microbes to basically eat hydrogen gas.
So they extract energy directly from hydrogen.
Right, often combining it with other available chemicals like sulfur compounds or carbon dioxide, even without oxygen around.
Okay, I get it. So if life exists on Europa in that dark ocean,
it might rely on similar enzymes. It might be using hydrogen chemosynthesis, just like some microbes do near Earth's vents. Understanding these hydrogenases, how they work, what chemical byproducts they leave behind.
that gives us specific biosignatures to look for.
Exactly. It tells us what kind of metabolic exhaust fumes might signal European life that relies on hydrogen. It's a tangible target for the probes.
Okay, so that leads to the chemistry. Earth versus Europa. You said they have similar basic ingredients, water, hydrogen, minerals.
Right, the building blocks might be similar.
But the recipe is different. The proportions, the conditions.
Dramatically different, potentially. Think about Europa's gravity. It's way lower, only about 13.5% of Earth's.
How does that affect things?
It could influence everything from ocean currents to how minerals settle or react. And the actual mix of minerals dissolved in Europa's ocean is probably very different from Earth's, depending on the interactions with its rocky core.
So same ingredients, but a totally different chemical soup.
Pretty much. And that difference, that unique European environment, could mean that if life is there, it might have developed completely novel biochemistries.
Life, but not as we know it, chemically speaking.
It's a real possibility. Maybe using elements in ways we haven't seen. How might iron, sulfur, carbon bond with hydrogen under European conditions, not Earth conditions? It forces us to think beyond Earth-centric biology.
So Dr. Holden's lab work, recreating those conditions, that helps predict these novel chemistries.
That's the goal. By tweaking the conditions in the lab, changing pressure, temperature, the mix of chemicals, the concentration of hydrogen, they can see how these Earth extremophiles adapt.
Which enzymes work best under which conditions?
Exactly. Which hydrogenases are most efficient when hydrogen is scarce versus abundant? What waste products do they generate? By mapping all this out.
You build that roadmap again. You know what signals to look for.
Precisely. It helps us interpret the data JYAE and Europa Clipper will send back. We'll have a much better idea of whether a detected chemical signature is just geology or if it might actually be, well, biology.
It really shows this incredible connection, doesn't it? Studying the deepest parts of Earth to effectively explore worlds light years away.
It's a powerful synergy, grounding the space missions in this kind of rigorous lab work. It gives us the best possible chance of recognizing life if we find it. It makes the search more targeted, less like finding a needle in a cosmic haystack.
Yeah, it provides that clear path forward.
It really does. And everything we learn about life around these deep-sea vents, it doesn't just help the search out there. It also tells us so much about the origins of life right here on early Earth.
The deepening our understanding of our own planet's history.
Absolutely. It sharpens our tools for astrobiology and deepens our knowledge of Earth's own story. It's a win-win.
So here's something to think about as you go about your day. Those plumes, the cryovolcanic jets shooting out from Europa, could they actually carry detectable signs of life, these biosignatures, right up to the surface, maybe even high enough into space for our probes to easily sample them.
That is the tantalizing possibility, isn't it? Making the inaccessible accessible.
It keeps the scientists looking, and it definitely keeps us wondering about what might be out there waiting to be discovered.